What's up, everyone? It's your boy Showtimedr. I'm back with a guild dungeon video here. Before I begin, I want to shout everyone out in Mania, the guild I'm the leader of. Great job this week with the guild dungeon. Other than the Sinclair dungeon, we pretty much cleared out everything. Too bad we couldn't quite get Sinclair. I got him a couple times, but unfortunately we all had to redirect our efforts towards the dungeon boss, so it got a little bit hectic there. But what I wanted to do today is actually go over basically a guild dungeon guide so you guys can understand what's going on. Go ahead and look at it. So the guild dungeon, for those who might not know, it's a dungeon that resets every week. The timer's up here. And basically you have three charges. Each member of your guild has three charges, and they can come into any of these dungeons in here and pretty much blow their three charges wherever they want, or they could go straight to the raid boss, and depending on what's going on with the raid boss. But the reason you should do these is because right here, as you complete the different regions, so you see 1, 2, 3, etc., 5, 6, 7, it's got some combos. You'll get a good grip of insignias, you'll get some gold out of it. Occasionally you get an Evo Mons starting at 5-star, which is pretty good. And there's a 4-star one right there. And pretty much, you kind of have to coordinate depending on how powerful, your guild members are. Maybe they need to do the easier dungeons if they're newer. They can handle the normal, etc. And it keeps getting hard. Then when you get to the inner ring, you got Hell, which, this is a 3-star dungeon boss right here. And so is this lady. And then you got your Annihilation, which is basically your 4-star dungeon bosses. And then you're going to have different boss for the entire dungeon here. It's going to have, it'll show you the health. You got 5 minutes to DPS them and hopefully survive the whole time. So basically, the way you need to look at this, it's the same thing as with the advent dungeons. You see the strategy, you click the strategy. Some heroes are going to get bonuses. There's no penalty heroes in this, so you can just freely look around, and all the way up to the guild boss, the guild dungeon boss. So this week, we're actually having to rely on Sheik, a guildie's Ruby, because a lot of us don't really have win teams. So this boss is going to be kind of hairy, because what's funny is a lot of my guild actually has a bunch of fire units, and water's strong against fire, so it'll be a touch difficult this week. But the good thing is we're getting these inner dungeons down already. Got a good amount for the first day of the the outer layer of the dungeons. Over here you can see the status, so you can check out who did what. So if you see someone that's like really powerful and they're like wasting their time on easy, be like, yo, what are you doing? Go do one of these inner dungeons, or at least get one of these hard dungeons done, And then, leave your newer and your people who don't play as much. Leave the easy and the mediums, the normals rather, for them. And if they happen to be unfinished towards the end of the week, hey, just go ahead and, fill in the void. You got some time. And pretty much once you're done with all that, depending on how many region missions you complete, not regions, don't read that wrong, region missions, which are these. So 1, 2, and 3, 5, 6, and 7, etc., etc. You're going to get rewards here, and the rewards, they keep getting better. Eventually you get down to a 6-star Evolvomon, along with 300 of each insignia and 25 rainbows. So that is a prize that basically makes everyone in your guild a whole lot stronger. So but basically, yeah, as a guild leader, you just got to coordinate with people. And as you see, I got it on my list out here on the message. Don't forget to check in and do guild dungeon every day, because I talked to some guildies, they're like, I forgot guild dungeon. Well, it's like, that's fine, everyone forgets things, but that just makes it a little bit harder, because we were down to the wire when we beat the raid boss a day ago. We were at like 4 hours left, and a couple guildies logged on during my stream. They're like, oh, I didn't do my charges today, let me go. And then like this one guy showed up and took him from 4% to 0%. So we were all like, everyone that was awake was like, yeah, we're all delirious, but let's get our rewards. And another thing to remember about this, unfortunately, a lot of our guildies miss the mission rewards. You have to actually log into the game and come to the screen to get the mission rewards, which are these, before it resets. If you don't get it, yes, you get the weekly rewards, but you do not get the mission rewards if you're not here when they're completed. So in our case, our guildies, once we complete the raid boss, a lot of them miss this stuff, which was some 5-star Evo mons, a lot of gold, good amount of insignias here. They missed 3 of these. So that was heartbreaking. I did my best to like send them messages and try to get in touch with them, but it was like the middle of the night in a lot of places. Sunday night, what do you expect, right? Anyways, but that's pretty much all there is to it. Just coordinate with your guild. Hopefully this will become a regular thing, because this is the reason you joined the guild, quite honestly. Like, all the other stuff's nice with the missions and the free stamina and the passives and all that, but you come here to get all these insignias and all this gold and all these Evomon. That's what you're here for, and these rainbow essences. Getting this, imagine getting this every week. Every week. We got this last week, the 250, but imagine getting this every week. Your guild would be so strong, and especially with guild battles coming, you know, to be determined still on the day, but with guild battles coming, get your guild strong. There's no excuse, you know? And, you know, if you happen to be in a guild and they're not pulling their weight, or half the guys are just screwing around, go find a better guild, you know? But, you know, don't ask me for mine, because we're pretty full up, unfortunately, and there's a waiting list of like 4 people. Humble brag, I'm not trying to super brag, but I mean, you know, I get the question a lot, so I feel like addressing it right now. But anyways, guys, it's short and sweet. That's your guild dungeon guide here. Definitely, if you weren't looking at this before, even if you're just like a PvPer, come do it. Come get stronger, you know? It's makes a lot of sense. Why not get strong with the group you're with? Because eventually we're all going to be fighting each other in guild battles, so. Alright, guys. Take care. Farm hard. Your boy Showtime Doctor. I'm on twitch.tv/ShowtimeDR most weekdays and weekends, afternoon and evening, streaming this or occasionally something else. Peace.